So you're not competing with platforms.
I'm not.
You are empowering them by building the foundational infrastructure layer.
Absolutely.
So why should clients use Briskflow?
Before answering that question, I have to break it down. Who are my clients? I have three customer segments. One is the carbon accounting SaaS, is software as a service. Accounting SaaS is both carbon and financial accounting. My niche is carbon, carbon accounting SaaS. Another is the consultants and clients, like folks like Google, Apple, Facebook. Now, first customer segment, which is accounting SaaS, why should they use it? They have three options, especially in carbon space: build, buy, or partner. Build and buy, they don't have economies of scale, unit economics. Doesn't make sense. You have 50 clients, 100 clients, 200 clients, 300 clients. Still doesn't make economic sense to have $1 million plus product and keep it updated. You have new features, washing, and you have similar rigor like we have in financial reporting. I also envision the technology and Briskflow going into other sectors of digitization, for instance in financial reporting, US GAAP, and it's just not US, it's geographically every country has US GAAP like regulation. In Japan they have a digitization regulation, in India they have a digitization regulation, and in 65 countries there's digitization regulations. So of course entering those markets and also pushing the boundaries of this technology in itself. Just last week I was in DC for a AG, like annual meeting of XBRWS. There we were talking about how XML needs an update to have better digestion with AI. Our company and other companies are working on it, and hopefully you will see altogether a different language in there. You'll see altogether different technology, and we are on forefront of this new era of digitalization or tokenization. Pushing boundaries in this field applies to all the sectors: financial, energy, sustainability reporting. We are revenue positive. We just launched 2 months ago, and we are revenue positive in 2 months.
Which is great, by the way.
For any startup, yes. So in next 6 months, I see ourselves being profitable, and that brings me to the next question. Investors.
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was.
Like when I started this company, it was a tough call for me. Should I raise money first or should I build the product? I talked to a lot of folks in the industry. I talked to friends, industry veterans. And they're like, this is kind of a thing where it may not be a moonshot, or it may be a moonshot, you never know, but it's a sure shot. So you better go ahead and build it. And that's what I did. I went ahead, I built it. I'm still building it. There are parts of it which needs update, there are parts of it need, and as the technology grows, like for instance, just take an example of AI agents. They didn't exist 6 months ago. So when I was building this technology 6 months ago, AI agents were not in the scope. And now everything is about agents. So it's going to be a build process, and especially being a tech first company, we'll always be building, we'll always be pushing boundaries. But coming between that balance between investors and build, I believe even today, my whole team and myself, we spend 90% of time getting clients, getting business, and building the product. Only 10% goes to investors, because I believe in the product. There are two kinds of investors: mission-oriented and dollar-oriented. For mission-oriented investors, there's a full footprint of mission.
This brings me to my next question. You're prepping for a seed round. If there are any investors watching,
what I'm looking for is around $1 million, $500K to $1 million, and I'm looking for safe investment. For any investors out there, you have a company which is an enterprise-grade product, which has paying customers, and we're just starting a safe round.
While analyzing so many companies during my time, I feel that there are three main things that I look for. The first is the market size of the industry itself. I think the market size is pretty global. I have some stats. The global ESG software spending was expected to be 1.3 billion.
We have to break it down into markets. One is just for the technology, and that technology includes financial space, energy space, in sustainability space. Our technology serves all of those spaces, more than $4 billion. And our niche is climate reporting is $1.5 billion, $1.3 billion at growth rate of 17%. That's your TAM.
Okay, so I was close. I was pretty close. And then the business model. You got so much experience. The business model, you're already revenue positive. And the third M I look for is the management team. You have had so much experience. Your team is very experienced. I've been talking to so many founders, and you have that great perseverance and obsession, which investors are looking for.
I just don't give up.
My next question would be, how can listeners support you right now? We have a global audience.
We have our website, Briskflow.AI, and we have a LinkedIn page, Briskflow.
This brings us to the most fun part of this podcast. If you can answer in 3 to 5 words, it's a quick rapid fire round. Are you up for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, let's start. Briskflow in one word.
Accessibility.
Love it. Digitization or regulation? What do you feel is driving the shift?
Combination.
One startup you secretly admire, but rarely say out loud. It could be anything.
Like the self-driving cars.
Waymo? I love that too. You've been in Silicon Valley for so long now. So, if you had to describe Silicon Valley in one word, what would it be?
Hustle.
What's one thing you hope your company Briskflow will change in the world?
Transparency.
If you had one final advice, especially for people who are watching us, who are not from here, who are learning from us.
First thing is you just do it. Don't think. You feel something, you just do it. Second is you make an impact. You show that impact either by users or by dollars. And third is the team. You have to realize you can't do it all. You can be good at one thing, but not with all. You can be good at speaking, communications, marketing, or you need someone to help you with technology. You need to build that system around you. When you build that system, the product which comes out of it is beautiful.
Well said. I feel that I've interviewed a dozen founders being in the valley. They all told the same thing. There's a pattern I could see. Just start. You have to start somewhere. Give it a try. It may not be the best thing to do, and you may not have all the things figured out at first. But once you start, eventually you will get it. That's how you learn. That's how you will grow. That's how you will fail, and that's how you will succeed. On that note, I think we'll end this podcast. Danish, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us today. It's always inspiring to see founders grow and succeed. That was one of the main objectives that I made this podcast, for people to learn from founders. That's it for today's episode of Venture Bridge Hub. If you enjoyed this conversation and think it was helpful, feel free to like, subscribe, and win a free database of 10,000 active investors. Until next time, keep building and keep bridging. Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks, Adi.
so much.
Thanks.